Good.
Can we get started? Okay, Julio, can you do the roll? We're starting with the IDA meeting and Julio roll call
Good morning, Ms. Sullivan.
here.
Ms. Sullivan is present, Mr. Sykes. Here. Mr. Sykes is present, Mr. Siegel.
Here.
Mr. Siegel is present, Ms. Roy.
Here.
Mr. Rank is present, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith is present, Mr. Ball.
Yep.
Mr. Ball is present, Mr. Gunter, and Mr. Brooks are absent.
Okay, all right, so the first order of business. Approve the meeting minutes from October 17th, which were in the packet. And I have a motion to approve. Ed, second, Carol, any comments, edits? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, we'll move on to the bills and communications. And we have another copy, right? An updated one, Jen?
Correct.
Okay.
The only change on the version that I just handed out this morning is that in the middle section, you can see that we made another loan disbursement to Agrarian Feast LLC. That's a revolving loan that was approved by the board last year. So just for your information, we made the third drawdown in the amount of $20,000. So the total expenses for your review and approval today are 9 expenses in the total amount of $18,578.87.
Make a motion.
Howard, second, Scott, any questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, approved. We'll move on. Now we have a staff activity report. Jen? Unless you have anything to add, I mean, it was in the packet. Hopefully everybody had a chance to read it.
That's correct. The one thing I would like to mention is we received a new application, which I will send to you today, hopefully, for a grocery store in the village of Monticello. So just for your information, we've got that application and you'll receive it soon.
Does that fall in one of our?
Falls under our retail program if they meet that there are certain additional restrictions for retail outlets.
Where are they located? Who's it located?
It's the Mountain Kosher Grocery on East Broadway. They're replacing an existing facility.
Do I have to apply before you start the project?
No.
No?
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right, so we'll look for that. So today we have 2 resolutions before us. The first one is related to the Monticello Industrial Park LLC project. Jen or Walter, you know, give us a high.
Yeah, we're ready to close. The resolution we adopted quite a while ago provided for the closing to happen on or before November 30. Fortunately for the shareholders of the Jeff Bank, the bank is doing great. And the first date they could give them is December 2.
Okay. Okay, so we had already approved the resolution.
This just extends the time to close from November 30 to December
Okay.
31.
Fine. Can I have a motion to approve the resolution? Bill? Second. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Any opposed? All right, approved. The next resolution is extending the sales tax abatement for Psychedelic Solar from December 1st to May 31st. I know, Walter, you've been working with them closely.
I have there. This is, one of many, many extensions we've given. The project was approved a couple of years ago. And the complexity, among others, has been, it's on an old landfill, so they needed a DEC sign off on the reclamation. That took a while, and by then we were in the middle of supply chain disruption and zero COVID policies in China. So they're still hoping to someday get panels to build it.
Okay,
There's been no work there.
Which one is this?
It's on the Bethel landfill, which is off
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Kramer Road, I believe.
Yeah.
okay. So let's get a motion, we'll see if there's any discussion. Can I have a motion to approve the extension? Ed, Carol, second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. We now have an item on the agenda related to the discussion item, an update on the market rate workforce housing deed restriction issue. You'll remember Jen's going to cover that as part of our uniform tax abatement review that the committee conducted. You'll recall that we added some language related to certain projects whereby they would also be responsible for building a certain amount of workforce housing if they wanted to take advantage of certain credits and abatements, and we've been doing a lot of research on this. So Jen, you want to give an update?
So just briefly, Susie and Walter and I met with an attorney with Lucien Shapiro, Frank and Barone recently, and so we plan to engage them formally to help us, particularly with crafting a restrictive covenant that relates to any housing that our projects produce as a result of their work with IDA. So I just wanted to update the board on that. There's not that much else. But if you have questions, please let me know.
You know, the idea is noble and simple, but the devil be in the details.
Exactly.
And no matter how many details we think we figured out, there'll be plenty we never thought of.
It's true. It's the proverbial onion. You peel a layer and you find something else and you keep peeling. But at the end of the day, I think the motivation for it was
No, worthy.
very
Worthy.
worthy and
And getting housing, even if it how it gets abused, you still have the housing.
right. And our, trying to, we can't let perfect be the enemy of good though, so we have to, strike that balance. So this is just to let the board know we're going to hire Lucien to make sure that we're doing everything in compliance with the law, that we're not violating any, fair housing or any other
The
type of.
person we're hiring, her name is Susie Schoen, and she used to work for the city of New York doing housing.
I wonder if there's so not as to have to reinvent the wheel, there's not an existing program out there that somebody's been down this road.
Nobody has gone down this road.
Give it to us.
There's like the essence of programs, I'll call it, but not really exactly what we're trying to do here.
Not even, I would say there's nothing close to what we're trying to do.
Interesting.
Right, so. Okay, so with that, Jen, anything else on that item?
No, not on that.
Okay, so we'll now move to, first, is there any other business to come before this board that any of the board members would like to bring up for the IDA? If not, we're gonna go to public comment. Do we have any public comment today? Oh, go ahead, Jen, you have something?
So, yeah,
Executive session.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll have an executive session, and I have one item for approval before that.
Okay.
I would like the board's approval to open a new bank account. We have to open a new bank account and house some USDA funds separately from our existing funds. So this is just for our records and for the minutes and for the bank. That we would like to open a new bank account with the same signers that are on all the IDA bank accounts, which is the chairperson, the CEO, the treasurer, CFO, and the secretary. So if we can have a motion and approval on that.
okay, motion, Scott second, all in favor, say aye. Okay. Open away.
Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna go into an executive session for the purpose of discussing.
It's the credit history of a particular corporation.
Related to payments that are
Unpaid.
unpaid. So let's make it very clear.
Right, that's, yeah. That's the language in the.
I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Paul, are you on?
Yeah, I'm on.
Okay, great.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. We have a motion.
Scott made the
to
motion.
executive. Scott, second Howard, okay.
Yeah.
We'll let you know, Ken. Paul, we're going into executive session. We're just closing doors and. Okay, so.
Very true.
Okay, so we now are coming back on the record. I'll wait for Jen, not ready.
You can go.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
So we're coming back on the record and we need a motion to come out of executive session, Scott. And Ed, okay, got that. Okay, for members of the public, we're gonna ask for public comment to be held and when we do it after the Sullivan County Funding Corp meeting, which is the next session, because we're about to lose 2 board members and we have a resolution that we need. Okay, thank you. Okay, great. So, we're now going to, close the IDA meeting and do you need to,
We just need a motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn? Bill Carroll. Okay, all in favor, say aye. Okay, now, we're going to move into the funding corp as soon as Jen gives us the green light. And we'll have Julio do roll call.
Bacon.
What smells are cooking?
It's lunchtime.